realized I must do my own cooking in my room. After work, I went round to the locality known as Ban Shan Ba, literally half-hill mud, and bought pots and pans, rice, sugar, salt, soya, other necessities, and a small electric table stove. I now cooked for myself, cooking once a day, sufficient for 2 meals. 1.5 months after my arrival, my boss gave a large dinner party, at which I was required to help the cook, serve the drinks, and wait at table. Night after night since I had been in Kuala Lumpur, there had been guests coming in for cocktails or dinner. At cocktails, I simply had to serve the drinks, and the parties lasted no more than an hour and a half or so. The dinners were usually for 3 or 4 people, and the cook could manage by himself. This evening, it was different. At dinner, I was informed, the wines had to be circulated from right to left, while the dishes had to be served to the left of each guest, beginning with the senior lady. Empty plates had to be taken away from the right. This was the first time I had ever had to serve at a formal European dinner, and all the time in my mind I had to memorize the etiquette of serving. I was very worried, lest, in my complete ignorance, I make a mistake and cause the boss to lose face in front of his guests. After dinner, when the company had returned to the drawing room, I had to help the cook clean the plates, cutlery, and glasses. By the time this was done, it was around 10:30, and Afu, his wife, and I were having a quiet chat in the kitchen about nothing in particular. Just at that moment, footsteps could be heard descending from the upper floor by the back stairs, which were concrete and circular. Kim, the cook's wife, drew near the back door and called out, "Miss Cheong, have you finished your work?" From the staircase came a young girl's voice saying, "Yes, I finished work." And she added, "Has your boss been giving a dinner party? Upstairs we heard a lot of noise." "Just a few people," Kim replied. "Please come in, Miss Cheong. We've got a new assistant in the house. He arrived from Singapore a few weeks ago. He's my boss's chauffeur as well." Miss Cheong entered the kitchen. Kim said to me, "We're all working in the same block. We all ought to know each other. Let me introduce you." She turned to the newcomer. "Miss Cheong, this is Kok Seng. And to me, this is Cheong Tin Heung. Both of you are Teochew. You can speak to each other in your own language." I said to Miss Cheong, "Excuse me, I cannot speak much of this Kuala Lumpur Cantonese. May I please speak to you in Teochew? My surname is Tan." We had not exchanged more than a few words before I heard a man's voice calling me from the drawing room. "I'm sorry," I said hastily.